Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh, Good evening and thank you for this opportunity. And my name is Ramadhan Khusairi, and I'm graduate in a vocational boarding school, especially in information technology. Today, I would like to share my motivation for applying to the computer science at the University of Zurich, as well my academic background as experience and the future goals in the field of technology. And for I'm submitting in my application education to the computer science program at the University of Zurich. I'm heavily motivated by pursuing my higher. It can be operate and then since early in my education I have deeply interested in how computers network operate and how systems communicate and then especially they can be protect to the security and dirt threats and then this gradually develop a series about an academic and professionals goal, which is I'm happily to support or to motivate by education in University of Zurich. And then during my time in vocational boarding school, I built a strong foundation is the computer networking and then the network security. And my education was not only the technical but also it worked directly with network device configuration and then real world simulation. And then some of actively I am involved included like designing the network topologies and then doing configuration on the router on the switch and installing uh, installing managing network computer and then doing analysis about the network and then doing that configuration. Through this experience and adopting logical thinking, analysis skill, and then build this skill like ability to solve problem solving and many like that. I'm doing that uh, in network engineer, especially tech network engineer and then network security and then for in the networking and the small configuration like small configuration can make that error problem and that's because of that I also analysis about our problem solving that's the to solve the problem or the analysis about the configuration and then the erroring of that network and I learned network engineer or basic network engineer so I was studying by in vocational boarding school like doing the network or doing learning that necrotic Cisco and then 40 AWS including the AWS too I learning so much of that like doing in necrotic doing adding the knowledge me of me the basic configuration like the installation of Winbox or something, installation of putty, the basic of configuration, and the knowledge of basic configuration like IP address, what is IP address, and then what the routing protocols is work, and then some uh, how switch is work, and then many of them, and then an additional technical practice, and also the opportunity to assist mentor of the student is like a teaching and learning network fundamentals. I help explanation concept such as IP addressing, routing, and basic network like the basic configuration too. And this experience taught me the understanding the of technology of networking, and then network, and also about big configuration device, but also being able to thinking deeply to the student is asking a question to me, like I will to thinking to answer that question for the for the understanding of I learned in vocational boarding school, and to when studying is also asking the configuration, also making the project like in Indian teaching is like a community or we teaching the peoples, and then we doing some projects like doing a configuration IP address like in Microtik or Cisco. For the Cisco is the like the simulation doing uh, adding the IP address or routing in other router, including SPF, GRP, or something else like that. And then for the Microtik is doing a real device like router is setting a router, and then doing a configuration IP address, doing hotspot, and many like that. And then for my certification, and the first more certification in network engineer, I got some Cisco certificate. Cisco certificate associate is like CCNA, and then the Microtik certificate network associate is like MTSNA, and then Microtik certificate routing engineer MTSRE, and the last is Regi certificate network associate is RCNA. Preparing for this certification required so strong discipline, and then learning will learning ability, and consistently doing a study. And I studied independently to participate about my skill configuration reportedly, and then doing some acknowledgement knowledge for my future. Then I organize an experience like beyond a technical of activities. Uh, I joined in the organization is like OSIS, the student organization, particularly in the event division. In this role, I managed getting the experience like the how is technology, how is manage school events, and then ensure smooth operation or we doing some communication with the other team, like how is build the event in school, how manage that the event, like the operator or even the tools, and then something of that, and then the team coordination and and then the response will be under deadline. These skills complement my technical background, and because of the real world technology professionals and miss work with teams not alone. And I particularly interest the University of Zurich because of its strong academic reputation and modern research facility and curriculum that pace with development in the computer science. The university emphasis of research, innovation, and then the analysis thinking in the University of Zurich. And why I want to joining the University of Zurich. For the real of that, I want to uh, I want to being in the nature of university, and then the real of like uh, getting the experience in the that country is the the most of nature in that, and then for the understanding that university also consistently to doing or learning some language is meant in Swiss. It's like three language. It's like the Roma, and then French, and then the last is French. For that, I must learning. That's the three of language in that country, and then uh, in my conclusion, my academic background is networking, practical experience, teaching, involvement, and professional certification, and strong motivation to continuous learning have for my future study in computer science. And I'm eager to grow in the environment, values innovation, and then research and excellence. It will be a great for that honor to the me become part of academic community of the University of Zurich. Thank you very much for the time and consideration. And maybe that's all for me. I'm sorry if there are mistakes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.